On November 7, 2025, the Philippine Marine Corps, PMC, officially unveiled its first BrahMos supersonic anti-ship missile battery, a milestone that marks one of the most significant advancements in the country's modern military history. The introduction of this system represents not only a technological leap, but also a strategic turning point in the Philippines' ongoing effort to transform its armed forces from an inward-focused, counterinsurgency-oriented force into a credible external defense power capable of deterrence and denial. The event shows Manila's growing recognition of the need to strengthen its maritime defense posture amid intensifying geopolitical tensions in the West Philippine Sea and the broader Indo-Pacific region.
This development aligns directly with the Armed Forces of the Philippines,
AFP, Modernization Program's Horizon 3 phase, 2023 to 2028, which prioritizes long-range strike capabilities, maritime domain awareness, and force projection. The BrahMos missile system, with its range of approximately 290 kilometers and a Mach 2.8 to 3.0 speed profile, provides the Philippines with a long-range precision fires capability and a robust anti-access area denial A2AD solution. Crucial tools for defending its territorial integrity and exclusive economic zone, EEZ. By integrating such an advanced platform, Manila signals its intent to shift from a purely defensive posture to one that actively deters and denies potential aggressors from operating freely in contested waters.
former Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana aptly framed the system's strategic purpose, stating that the BrahMos will provide deterrence against any attempt to undermine our sovereignty and sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea. This articulation reflects the Philippines' evolving security philosophy, one that increasingly emphasizes credible deterrence, joint interoperability with allies, and the projection of maritime strength. The BrahMos system's introduction is not merely about hardware. It is about signaling intent, resilience, and strategic resolve in a region where coercive tactics and gray zone operations have become routine. The Philippines' acquisition also draws on an international precedent. The BrahMos is a joint Indo-Russian venture derived from the Russian P-800 Onyx and has already demonstrated combat effectiveness in multiple scenarios. In this context, the unveiling of the BrahMos battery represents far more than an arms acquisition. It is a strategic statement of sovereignty and preparedness, positioning the Philippines as a regional actor capable of defending its maritime frontiers and contributing meaningfully to collective security in the Indo-Pacific. The acquisition of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system by the Philippine Marine Corps, PMC, represents a historic leap in the country's defense modernization efforts and its capacity to project credible deterrence in maritime defense. Valued at approximately $375 million, the landmark deal was signed in January 2022 under a government-to-government agreement between Manila and New Delhi, securing the Philippines' position as the first ever foreign customer for India's domestically produced BrahMos missile. This transaction not only marked India's entry into the global defense export market, but also reflected the growing strategic convergence between the two Indo-Pacific democracies in countering shared maritime security challenges. Jointly developed by India's Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and Russia's NPO Mashinostroyenia, the BrahMos takes its name from the Brahmaputra and Moskva rivers, symbolizing the partnership between the two nations. For the Philippines, the system fulfills a long-standing operational gap by providing a land-based, long-range coastal defense capability capable of targeting surface vessels before they can threaten Philippine waters. Technically, the BrahMos stands as one of the fastest and most lethal anti-ship cruise missiles in the world, capable of reaching speeds of Mach 2.8 to Mach 3, nearly 3 times the speed of sound. With a range of up to 290 kilometers, the missile allows the PMC to target hostile warships operating deep within the country's exclusive economic zone, EEZ, particularly in areas of heightened tension such as the West Philippine Sea. Its supersonic velocity and low-altitude, sea-skimming flight profile make it exceptionally difficult for modern naval defense systems to intercept, while its 200 to 300 kilogram high-explosive or semi-armor-piercing warhead ensures devastating precision and impact.
Each Philippine Marine Corps BrahMos battery is composed of a self-contained system designed for mobility, survivability, and rapid reaction. A standard battery consists of 2 mobile autonomous launchers, each armed with 2 ready-to-fire BrahMos missiles, a radar vehicle for target detection and tracking, a missile reloader vehicle carrying an additional 4 missiles for re-engagement, and a command and control truck that integrates targeting data, communications, and launch operations. This configuration allows the PMC to deploy, fire, relocate, and rearm efficiently, giving the Philippines the flexibility to operate along its vulnerable coastlines and choke points such as Palawan, Batanes, and the Luzon Strait.
The system's deployment under the Shore-Based Anti-Ship Missile
SBASM Regiment, part of the Coastal Defense Regiment, ensures its integration into the country's broader maritime defense network. Beyond its technical sophistication, the BrahMos acquisition symbolizes the Philippines' growing commitment to self-reliant defense and regional deterrence. It reflects a strategic shift from a purely defensive posture toward one that emphasizes long-range precision strike and area denial capabilities, essential in deterring potential aggressors from encroaching upon its maritime territories. The partnership with India also diversifies Manila's defense portfolio, reducing dependence on Western suppliers while deepening security cooperation with another democratic maritime power.
In effect, the BrahMos missile system equips the Philippines not only with a formidable weapon, but also with a strategic equalizer, a capability that enhances its deterrence credibility, strengthens its alliances, and signals its readiness to defend its sovereignty across the Indo-Pacific's increasingly contested seas. The deployment of the BrahMos anti-ship missile system is a cornerstone of the Philippines' evolving defense strategy under the Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept, CADC, which seeks to transition the armed forces of the Philippines, AFP, from a reactive, territorial defense mindset to one capable of deterring and combating adversaries through layered archipelagic defense. The CADC envisions a force posture that integrates long-range precision fires, maritime domain awareness, and joint interoperability across the country's dispersed island territories. Within this framework, the Philippine Marine Corps' Coastal Defense Regiment plays a central role by providing mobile, shore-based strike capabilities that can deny access to hostile forces across the country's strategic maritime approaches. The introduction of the BrahMos system therefore represents not just a technological milestone, but the operationalization of the CADC's deterrence by denial principle, enabling the Philippines to contest control of its waters and assert sovereignty through credible, regionally distributed firepower. The first BrahMos missile battery is stationed in western Luzon, specifically in Zambales, and is operated by the Coastal Defense Regiment's Shore-Based Anti-Ship Missile Battalion. This deployment site was strategically selected for its proximity to the West Philippine Sea, particularly the Scarborough Shoal, a flashpoint area where Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels have engaged in repeated confrontations with Philippine forces.
Since August 2025, incidents of harassment and dangerous maneuvers in the area have intensified, making a crucial launch point for deterrent operations. From this position, the BrahMos system provides Manila with the ability to hold adversary vessels at risk up to 290 kilometers away, effectively covering the waters surrounding Scarborough Shoal and extending its reach well into the contested maritime zones. This transformation gives the AFP, for the first time, the capacity to project precision firepower from land-based assets against high-value naval targets, an essential component of area denial and credible deterrence. The strategic value of this deployment is amplified by its integration with broader command and control systems that link the Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force under the unified command structure.
The BrahMos battery stationed in Zambales is networked with surveillance assets, including coastal radar systems and maritime patrol aircraft, allowing for real-time targeting, tracking, and coordination. This fusion of strike capability and situational awareness embodies the deter and combat posture envisioned by the CADC, which emphasizes flexibility, mobility, and preemptive deterrence rather than static defense. By placing the system within rapid reach of the West Philippine Sea, the AFP now possesses a credible maritime strike option capable of deterring coercive actions and defending key sea lines of communication, SLOCs. Looking forward, the Philippines is planning an additional BrahMos deployment site at the 4th Marine Brigade Base in Ilocos Norte, in northern Luzon, as part of the next phase of CADC implementation. This location is strategically positioned to provide area denial coverage over the Luzon Strait, one of the most critical maritime corridors linking the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Control of this passage is vital not only for national defense, but also for regional security, as it serves as a gateway for commercial shipping and military transits between East and Southeast Asia. The establishment of a BrahMos site in Ilocos Norte would create a northern defensive arc, complementing the western Zambales battery and forming a two-axis deterrence network capable of engaging hostile forces from multiple vectors. The deployment of the BrahMos missile system within the CADC framework signifies a strategic reorientation of Philippine defense doctrine, from static defense to dynamic deterrence, from symbolic assertion to tangible capability. By embedding long-range strike power across its archipelago, the Philippines enhances not only its own maritime security, but also its role as a key contributor to regional stability and the preservation of a free and open Indo-Pacific. The unveiling of the BrahMos missile system by the Philippine Marine Corps cannot be viewed in isolation. It is a direct response to the escalating regional security environment and the growing urgency to establish a credible deterrent amid heightened great power competition in the Indo-Pacific. The Philippines' evolving threat perception is shaped by overlapping flashpoints: Chinese assertiveness in the West Philippine Sea, rising tensions over Taiwan, and the potential militarization of critical maritime corridors such as the Luzon Strait. These developments have forced Manila to accelerate the implementation of its modernization programs, prioritizing long-range strike and interoperability capabilities as central pillars of national defense planning. A major catalyst for the northern Luzon deployment of the BrahMos system is Manila's concern over the potential spillover effects of a cross-strait conflict between China and Taiwan. The Luzon Strait, a narrow waterway separating the northern Philippines from southern Taiwan, is a key strategic choke point that could become a conduit for military operations or refugee flows in the event of hostilities. Philippine defense planners have repeatedly warned that instability in the Taiwan Strait could directly threaten the country's northern provinces, including Batanes and Ilocos Norte. The decision to establish a BrahMos site in northern Luzon reflects a proactive move to fortify the country's northern defense perimeter and prepare for scenarios where regional conflict might extend into Philippine territory or airspace. The deployment thus serves not only as a deterrent against maritime encroachment, but also as a buffer in a potential Taiwan contingency. The Philippines has also demonstrated its commitment to interoperability and allied coordination through intensified joint military exercises, particularly the annual Balakatan drills. In both 2024 and 2025, the exercises prioritized operations in and around the Luzon Strait, integrating American long-range missile systems and Philippine coastal defense units in simulated strike and denial operations. These joint activities showed a maturing level of coordination between the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, and the United States Indo-Pacific Command, reinforcing the Philippines' role as a critical partner in the region's collective deterrence network. The drills not only tested interoperability, but also signaled a clear message of readiness, highlighting Manila's intention to defend its territorial integrity while deepening security ties with allies under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, framework. At the national level, the BrahMos acquisition is part of a multi-pronged modernization drive aimed at transforming the AFP into a technologically capable, externally oriented force. The missile battery's unveiling came just a month after the activation of the Philippine Army's first ground-based missile battalion, an initiative designed to complement the Marine Corps' coastal defense role and expand land-based strike options. Together, these parallel developments demonstrate a coordinated effort among the service branches to build a joint, layered deterrence architecture, encompassing air, land, and sea domains. This synergy aligns with the Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept, CADC, which envisions a unified national defense posture capable of responding to both conventional and hybrid threats. The urgency of these efforts is shown by China's continued escalation of activities in Philippine-claimed waters, most recently through the proclamation of Scarborough Shoal, Bajo de Masinloc, as a national nature reserve. Philippine officials condemned this as a unilateral assertion of sovereignty,
viewing it as a pretext for solidifying Beijing's control over the area through administrative and paramilitary means. This move, coupled with repeated incidents of Chinese Coast Guard vessels using water cannons and military-grade lasers against Philippine resupply missions, has deepened Manila's resolve to strengthen its coastal defense posture. By fielding the BrahMos system, the Philippines gains not only a credible retaliatory capability, but also a powerful symbol of strategic resolve. A clear signal that any future attempt to undermine its sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea or beyond will be met with precision, speed, and resolve.
In essence, the regional tensions surrounding Taiwan, the West Philippine Sea, and the Luzon Strait have acted as the primary catalyst for Manila's accelerated defense modernization. The BrahMos missile deployment stands as both a technological milestone and a strategic necessity, reflecting a nation increasingly determined to secure its archipelago, uphold its maritime rights, and contribute to regional stability amid one of the most volatile geopolitical climates of the 21st century. The unveiling of the BrahMos missile battery marks not only a major step in the Philippines' present-day deterrence capability, but also a foundational milestone in its long-term vision for a modernized, self-reliant defense force.
The acquisition sits squarely within the framework of the country's $35 billion Re-Horizon 3 military modernization program, 2023 to 2028, the largest and most ambitious phase in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, decades-long transformation effort. Re-Horizon 3 represents a decisive pivot from internal security operations toward external defense, prioritizing advanced weapon systems, intelligence integration, and joint operations readiness. Within this modernization roadmap, the BrahMos system serves as a cornerstone capability in realizing the AFP's shift toward a deterrence-based force posture, one capable of projecting power, protecting maritime territory, and denying adversarial access to critical sea lanes.
According to internal procurement and modernization planning documents, the Philippines aims to acquire approximately 50 batteries of various ground-based missile and rocket systems in the coming years, an expansive program that includes not only additional shore-based anti-ship missile systems, but also land attack and multi-launch rocket platforms for both the Army and Marine Corps. Together, these planned acquisitions form a robust joint precision fires network, designed to provide overlapping fields of fire across the archipelago and ensure rapid, coordinated responses to maritime or littoral incursions. The scale of investment is significant. These precision strike and missile projects collectively account for about $7.2 billion, or roughly one-fifth of the total Re-Horizon 3 budget, showing how central long-range precision capabilities have become to the country's strategic modernization priorities. For the Philippine Marine Corps, PMC, this transformation aligns closely with its institutional blueprint known as the Philippine Marine Corps Beachhead Vision 2040. Outlined by Commandant Major General Vicente Blanco, this long-term vision articulates the Corps' role as a multi-domain, expeditionary, and archipelagic defense force capable of integrating sea, air, land, and cyber operations. Central to this vision are three interlocking investment priorities. First, the development of maritime domain awareness, MDA, sensors to detect, track, and classify maritime threats across the country's vast exclusive economic zone, EEZ. Second, the strengthening of coastal defense capabilities, with the BrahMos missile system serving as the technological and operational backbone of this effort. And third, the enhancement of expeditionary logistics and mobility, allowing Marine units to deploy and sustain forward operating missile batteries across the archipelago in support of the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept. In this broader context, the BrahMos acquisition serves not merely as an isolated procurement, but as a catalyst for integrated force development. It embodies the transition of the AFP and the PMC from reactive defense to proactive deterrence, one in which networked, precision strike systems and real-time information integration define the new standard of national defense. Moreover, it represents a long-term investment in strategic autonomy. By diversifying its sources of military technology and expanding cooperation with partners such as India, Japan, and the United States, the Philippines is building a resilient defense ecosystem
capable of evolving alongside the region's rapidly shifting security landscape.
Looking ahead to Vision 2040,
The Philippines' military trajectory points toward a fully integrated archipelagic defense network, one where precision fires, situational awareness, and joint command structures converge to safeguard maritime sovereignty. In that future force structure, the BrahMos will remain not only a symbol of deterrence, but also a foundational tool for regional stability, enabling the Philippines to stand as a credible, capable, and forward-looking maritime power in the Indo-Pacific.
if you liked the video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel for deep analysis of contemporary issues.